questions to ask throughout a campaign with the confidence rising. I told WDF don't switch, good times are coming on even deep diving. Fan cams, reactions, watch along, still the pride of London thriving. The Eagles of South, they flying. Keep your eyes on us, we ain't hiding.
Yes, guys, welcome back to TACT-EAGLE. Feels like we ain't done this in a while, but you know, we're back, and this is the TACT-EAGLE for our next game against Manchester City. As always, I'm joined here with Mr. Statman Dan. How's it going?
Yeah, all good. It was my birthday yesterday, so had a nice curry yesterday. Went for a nice Nepalese curry actually.
Oh,
just thought I'd mix it up a little bit. It was really nice. Highly recommend it.
how's your stomach?
Yeah, no, good. I stomach it pretty well anyway, to be fair. But it's not. I went with the theory. I feel like the more north on the Indian subcontinent you go, the less spicy it gets. I feel like it's very spicy in the south, but when you get to the north, it's not too bad. But
Yeah,
well,
but
still,
clearly,
it's
I
okay.
haven't got any of my dad's genes because I can't act the spice. But I'm sort of forced to where I live now, so sick.
How you doing, JC?
Yeah, I'm all good, man. I'm all good. You know, just going to work, doing what needs to be done. But you know, both of us got some bit upsetting news, and we want to show our condolences to Nicky because his mother passed away. Was it last night? I believe.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's going to be stepping back from the channel, and like him and Nate should take as much time as they need before they want to come back. But obviously, we're all here to support him, so definitely go and send those two guys some love.
100%.
Yeah, it was a bit of a downer on the day, that one. Can't lie, because I saw it late, because where I work, I've got no reception.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. But
yeah, no, big love to those two. Hope it's
100%. 100%. But we are here, and we're going to talk about Man City today. But we're going to do a little bit different in TACT-EAGLE today. So normally we go predicted 11, how they attack, how they defend, and then how we can work it. But Man City haven't actually changed that much. If you genuinely, if you watch our TACT-EAGLE from last season, basically we're doing a carbon copy because they haven't changed, and the only thing that has changed is that they've got Jeremy Doku, and he's injured, so there's no change again.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're going to do is we're going to build an 11 for both teams, and then me and Dan are going to throw ideas at each other and see if there is any way whatsoever that we could even salvage a point, or even, to a lesser extent, just have a good performance.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what I'll do first is we're going to go through the injury list. But we'll start with the shorter one. We'll start with Manchester City. So, Man City's injury list is Kevin De Bruyne out with a thigh injury until the 27th, so he's not playing against us. Jeremy Doku, who's out till the 22nd with a thigh injury. And finally, Erling Haaland with an ankle/foot injury, whose potential return date is the 16th, which is our game. So,
woo.
Well, what happened? What happened when Erling Haaland played against us last time at the Etihad? He scored a hat trick, didn't he?
He kicked Joachim Andersen in the head.
Yeah, and didn't get sent off for it.
But yeah, he did score a hat trick, and annoyingly, they were all good goals. I mean, they were a bit sloppy defensively, but still, he did well finishing on being in the right position. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I know that it was against us, but I think that the last goal he scored, where he literally muscled off Anderson and Ward and ran straight through the middle of them, just showed great strength there, and really just showed why he was the best striker of last year by a long way.
100%.
So that's Man City. So with their billions and billions and billions of pounds put into their team, and they've only got 3 injuries to key players, I wouldn't say they're pivotal to their team. However, Crystal Palace, who spent probably a tenth of what Manchester City have spent, we have injuries everywhere, and genuinely, it's fully our first team. Our injured 11 is our first team.
Yeah.
So here we go. We've got Czech Takure, potential return date, the 3rd of the 6th. So that's a season for him. Ratsaki, who is late January. Rob Holding, who is start of the new year. Dean Henderson, start of the new year. Eze on the 21st, potentially. Ayew on the 21st, because he got a red card against... Who do we play against?
Liverpool.
Yep. VAR pool. I don't know if you watched the review, but we had 2 Liverpool fans on there that said it wasn't rigged at all and that every decision was correct. So that's one for you to go back and watch. Tyreek Mitchell, who's potentially going to return in this game, but it's only 25%, so I doubt it. Sam Johnstone, completely ruled out. Odson Edouard, completely ruled out. And Jefferson Lerma, completely ruled out with a tight hamstring.
Not gonna lie, I was thinking just before you started saying the names on the injury list, I was just thinking of like the SpongeBob cutscene where it goes 4 hours later, and it's still reeling off names.
What did they get to? Is that so far later that they had to hire a new commentator? But guess what? That's our first team that's injured right there.
It's crazy. Yeah, it is really crazy.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play this transition because it's gonna be the only transition that we're gonna play today.
So AJ, so your thing's keeps going a bit like funny. Your audio.
All right, am I back now?
It's a bit fuzzy.
Fuzzy.
Yeah. Like it's like I can hear some like noise in. There you go. It's better.
Better.
It was until you just did that. It was better for like 2 seconds.
Better now?
No.
Yeah,
It's like it sounds like there's like some distortion or like noise.
Oh. Yeah?
It was literally fine until like about 5-6 seconds ago.
I ain't touched nothing.
That seems to be okay now.
Alright, I've just basically pushed everything in a little bit more. So maybe I pulled something out a little bit.
Alright, cool. Well, we're all good now.
So here we have a slightly different site. We have 2 empty teams.
Woohoo!
So I think that first off, before we do anything, how do we think Man City are going to set up?
I think they'll set up I thought they'll just set up in the same way they set up against Luton, to be honest.
Do you want to walk us through that?
Yeah, so I had down to Ederson in goal, and then a back 4 of Walker, Diaz, Ake, and Gvardiol. Who I didn't think Gvardiol was very good at left back. I have to be honest. When I watched that game against Luton, I didn't think he was very good, and I'm hoping that might be an area that we could actually exploit.
Yeah, so we've got Walker walking everywhere at the moment. We say
Ake and Diaz. Yeah, it's Diaz with an S. And then in you got double pivot of the most Welsh Portuguese person of all time. Oh, Spanish person. Apologies. Most Welsh Spanish person of all time, Rodri. And then Kovacic. And then they got the 3 in like attacking midfield of Grealish, Foden, and Silva.
Does it matter where they go?
Grealish is on the left, Foden in the middle. I mean, what happened exactly in the game? Yeah, no. That, to be fair, they were actually that's where they were in possession as well, from what I remember. And then Silva on the other side, and then Alvarez up front. So I guess if Haaland was to start, I would probably expect to see maybe Alvarez in attacking midfield and Haaland up front. I think.
So swap Foden out.
Yeah, I think if Haaland starts, but then like Mitch is saying, start on the bench and be used if needed. At the end of the day, they could quite easily be several goals up by half time. So
yeah,
I agree. Rich, why would they start?
Yeah, if anything, there'll be a few goals up, and then bring him on for fitness, and then he'll bang a few too as well.
Exactly. And whilst I was doing those comments, thank you, Neil. Thank you, Reed. Big up both of you for and thank you for happy birthday wishes.
All right. So, I think before we even talk about Crystal Palace, what formation are we going with?
I think the way I started doing this, because
I'm going 5 at the back. I don't know about you.
I didn't settle on an exact formation because I just listed all the players that we actually have available. That's what I started doing. So,
okay. Do you want to list us through some of those names?
Okay, so
can you post those names in the private chat so I can see them as well?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So so we'll have so the goalkeepers, Whitworth and Matthews.
Okay. Who are we going with out of those two?
See, personally, I'm going for Whitworth all day long. Like, I'm sorry, I don't like Matthews. I'm sure Remy Matthews. I'm sure you're a great guy, and like everyone behind the scenes seems to love you. But I'll go Whitworth. Like, he is a better goalkeeper in my opinion. It's a shame.
Here's one thing for you as well. Whitworth's actually got more Premier League experience than Matthews.
Well, there you go. I mean, I guess because Matthews has got one appearance. Yeah. And Whitworth has two. Three. Yeah. And then the centre backs I have, obviously you got Anderson, Gay. The only other centre backs would be Green and Richards. Full backs, so you got Klein, Ward, and Teo.
Maybe Danny Imre if you're being really.
I think he played on.
I think he did play, didn't he? He scored actually.
Yeah, because I'm basing the youth players who are coming on the ones who didn't play. So, for example, I would actually quite like to see Mathurin playing, on the bench. But yeah, as I said, he played, so I didn't include him.
So the thing is with him is that he was actually pushing the first team at Spurs, and then he got injured. So I don't know why he's so far away from our first team, if I'm really honest.
I don't injured. To be honest, the way he was going at the beginning of the season, I thought maybe he would be more likely to make a Premier League start or appearance than Raksaki at one point. Like, that's how good I thought he was playing at one point. But yeah, the midfielders I got, Ozo, Hughes, Riederwald, Ahamada, and who else was there? I feel like I'm missing one.
I know Raymond played, so we can't play him.
Yeah, not Raymond. Oh yeah, Schlupp. And then also we had and obviously like Elise Mateta, and then Ola Adebayomi.
Yeah.
Franco Uma, I believe, didn't play. Whether he'll be
Franca.
And Franca. And then I think that's all of them. I'm just double checking. I believe that's all the players that we currently have right now. So yeah. Where do we begin?
I think we begin at the goalkeeper, and I think we're gonna both say we would rather choose Whitworth. I think purely for the fact that they don't score many headers, and really they've only got 3 tall guys
Yeah.
in Rodri, Gvardiol, and Diaz.
Mm.
So I would say that I know that him being short is obviously the end of the world when it comes to being a goalkeeper, but I feel like if they've only got 3 players that would really challenge him in the air, I would say, I think that the players should be able to mark those guys out of the game.
Yeah.
When it comes to
Hopefully.
corners and stuff. So
Yeah.
I would go with Whitworth in goal.
Yeah, and I agree. And also, I also agree with what Mitch is saying again, is that like Remy Matthews at the end of the day is 29. Whitworth is an upcoming promising goalkeeper, which as long as he grows, I mean he is only 19, so as long as he does a bit more growing, grows a few inches in height.
Hey. Every little helps.
That's why I say I'm 5'6" and 3/4.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with Mitch. Like, I think playing him also just gives him more experience as well.
Yeah.
So,
and if you look at it in a business place, it probably increases his transfer value as well.
yeah, exactly. Like we're lucky that we've got, like I said, as long as he gets the height that he probably needs, him and Goodman are going to be challenging for that number 1 spot, I think, in years to come. So
I would say Goodman's probably a little bit ahead of the curve because he's having a very good season at Colchester right now.
yeah, I totally agree. His assist the other day was wicked.
Oh, great kick out, and also
Yeah.
he's for his age already. He's already huge, so
Yeah, exactly.
he's already got one up on Whitworth when it comes to physical appearance, but obviously Whitworth's played in the Prem and he hasn't yet.
Yeah,
So
no, definitely.
So my tactics loosely base off of what we'd done against Liverpool at their place last season, where we went 5 at the back.
Mm-hmm.
That's loosely what my tactics are going off of today.
Yeah.
So if you're happy to go with 5 at the back as well,
yeah, go for it. I mean, at the end of the day, we can always start it, and then we can always just mix it around a little bit, give like a few ideas.
Yeah. So. All right. So would we put Gay as the central centre back?
I'm going to throw it out there. I'm actually going to say Anderson. The reason why I say that is because I feel like it's a kind of a bit like when Spurs were decent under Conte. They had Dyer in the middle who was actually decent at pinging a ball. And I think if Anderson's in that middle, if he's like naturally in that middle, I think it gives him more scope to be able to ping it. Although saying that, I don't think his pings have been that great this season. But yeah, that was just my thinking. And also as well, I kind of feel like because Richards is relatively quick, that him and Gay Richards and Gay will be able to cover Anderson's lack of pace at times. I think that's just my kind of like thinking. But to be honest, I can see the logic to any 3 of them being there.
Yeah, I can as well because Anderson's played like right centre back or right back for Denmark.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think Gay is good enough to play anywhere anyway at the back.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
So what I would do is I'd stick with the full backs with how they were. I'd go Klein at left back and Ward at right back because I think that was pretty solid against Liverpool.
Yeah. No, fair play to Klein. We all totally wrote him off, but I didn't actually watch I didn't get to watch the game on Saturday. But I mean, I heard that he played very well, so fair play to him.
Yeah, he really did. Now here's where my ideas probably go a little bit strange to some people.
Mm-hmm.
But there is method to this madness, and I don't know. It might not work. It might work, but it's something a little bit different. So I'm going with either a completely flat 3,
and
then I'll go with one in a completely free role. So when I say this one, I mean this guy can do whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah.
and a striker. So I'm guessing the striker will go with JP.
Yeah, I think as much as I would like to give Adebayomi minutes, I think it's a bit much in it to start against
To
City.
start against City, start against the best team in the world, factually, isn't it? They just won the treble.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm probably going to sound like Roy Hodgson here, but I'm going to go with a midfield of Riedewald, Schlupp and Hughes.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Because I feel like having better passers is probably going to be a bit more needed. Actually, we can't have 3 left footers in midfield. I'll go with Ahamada here instead then.
Yeah, I was going to say, and also I was going to say as well, I think if we're looking to counter, I think if Schlupp and Ahamada, I think will be very good counter-attacking players because they're both happy to, like, just when they get their head down, just run with the ball.
Yeah, so I guess these two will act as 8s.
Yeah.
In the completely free roam position, it's only going to be one man, isn't it?
Mm.
This is my idea that I dreamt up.
Yeah. To be honest, I think I can. Like I said, I can see the logic to that because I think because obviously like City like to play really wide. They like to, especially the left-hand side against Luton. They really try to exploit that left. But it only really seemed like Grealish and Gvardiol were there. So if we can get a nice 3 versus 2 defensively, I mean, that could, I think that could be good for us. I can see the logic, definitely.
Because my logic was more, they like the wings, but I think but most of their damage comes from the middle.
Mm. Absolutely.
So my thoughts was if we pack this part of the pitch out, which we have, because we've got 7 players here.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that is probably the best case scenario because people like Rodri, people like Foden, even Grealish and Silva, they all like to cut inside.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%.
So if we keep them outside as far away from the goal as possible, and we force them to have to pump the ball into the box. Alvarez, granted, good header of the ball, but he's not the tallest guy in the world. Foden, same thing. Kovacic, same thing. The only person I can see getting forward is probably Rodri, but I would say that's one person against all of that when you're going into the box.
Yeah. No, I think that's a solid idea. If I was to, because I think at the end of the day, and also I agree. I think they're gonna try go through the middle. One stat that really surprised me actually when I was looking. So, in terms of XG created at home, all right. Admittedly, City have played 7 games at home. Most other teams have played 8, so they are like a game behind. But they rank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They rank 12th for XG created at home this season.
Really?
Yeah, even though, okay, like I said, they are a game less than everyone else, most others, but still, that's not enough to really like make them go that much higher. For example, Fulham, who have played 1 more game than them, have created 2.3 more XG than City have this season at home.
Yeah.
City have just massively overscored what they've created so far this season.
Oh, they've got finishers though, don't they? So
well, that's it. And a part of me thinks that it might be because teams are so like when they go to the Etihad, like I think they just kind of like what we're thinking right now is literally like just pack the middle and just restrict everything. So I wonder whether that might be why City are kind of in that position at home, which, as I said, it was a stat that massively shocked me.
Yeah. I feel like there are some things that Man City really struggle against, and I feel like when I let me close this so you guys don't have to see me click the same button a million times. trying to get it all. But there are some things that City really struggle against, and it was demonstrated really well in that Luton game, to be honest. Like they really struggle against a low block.
Yeah, I thought that too, especially that left-hand side. I didn't think that that combination of Gvardiol and Grealish, less so Grealish, more Gvardiol on the left on as a left back, I thought was just very not great. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I really didn't rate it. And
Yeah, I think if I was Pep, I'd definitely swap him and Ake, because Ake is a decent left back.
yeah, exactly. And I just thought, yeah, I don't know. I didn't think it was that great, and I thought Luton got a lot of, didn't give him much down that wing, to be honest. I think they did break through a couple times, but then that's inevitable against City.
Yeah, because what I definitely saw is that they really struggle against a low block, and also somehow they don't seem very physical. They seem a lot less physical than they were last season. Like last season, to me, it felt like they were hungry to win trophies. But
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's just me looking as an outsider looking in. But this season, they don't look like they're killers like they were last season.
Yeah, no, I think that's kind of inevitable, especially after winning the treble. I mean, how do you motivate treble winning players, I suppose? I mean,
Well, yeah, Mourinho always said that winning the title is one thing, but retaining it is harder.
well, yeah, exactly. And I mean, I think there's a reason why Real Madrid are the only team in the Champions League era to retain the trophy. And even if you extend that back into the European Cup, I think you have to go to like the mid 80s for that for the last time before Real Madrid this time to retain that European trophy. And again, like no team, talking about the English league, no team has ever won the league 4 times in a row. And I mean like ever, like going back to 1888 or whatever it was. No team has ever won it 4 times in a row. It's only ever been 3 times. Now by 5 teams, including City. Which, if you're in the comments, if you want to have a guess, have a guess. But yeah, but going on your kind of tactic, I'm trying to think, because I said I didn't really like settle on anything particular, because I was thinking, you know, would Roy do this? Would Roy do that? Blah blah blah. But just to like. Just like an idea I kind of thinking like whilst you were sharing that was maybe like, and don't get me wrong, this is so totally like not the thing that Roy would absolutely definitely not do, right? But I was thinking, why don't we play a little bit like Bayer Leverkusen? Okay, hear me out. Okay, hear me out.
Can I just remind you that we've got Joel Ward and Klein, not Grimaldo and Frimpong.
Don't you worry. So what I was thinking was, so let's say we have our back 3 there, Klein. But what I was thinking, to do the right back role, we actually have Michael Elise, because I actually think defensively, maybe less so. I can't remember who was against Bournemouth, but certainly in his first game back, I thought defensively he was excellent. So what I mean by
Everton,
that is,
I think it was, no.
Was Evan? Oh yeah. Of course, yeah, it was Evan. Yeah, because he's yeah. But what I mean by that is that he's basically like an engine that keeps going up and down. I mean, I feel like that role is more sorted to someone who's currently suspended. Cheers, Jordan. But
I would instantly shut that down and say Roy was literally told to calm it with Elise. So I doubt giving him this role would be a very good idea.
True, that is true. That is
true.
true.
Let's see what you say with that idea anyway. It's something different.
Because I was just thinking, so let's say we have sorry, my brain has completely melted, as I'm sure you can already tell.
Let's zoom into the malfunction.
I think because I'm just thinking, right? Oh no, it's not going to work, is it? I don't even know what I'm doing anymore.
What are using the right wing? I mean, to be fair, we saw Gyro on the left wing.
All right, because so for me, right, I agree with the principles that we need to pack this space. Like I totally agree with that. And I think if we play like a straight 4-4-2, let's say, just say for example, which, to be honest with you, I actually wouldn't be surprised if Roy plays this team, if I'm to be honest with you.
What with França?
Maybe not França, maybe, I don't know, maybe he might chuck Ahamada, or maybe I actually think he'll probably do something like, no, sorry, not Ahamada. Whereas I reckon he'll do something like that, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, I see that.
That's what I think he'll do, but obviously I don't want him to do that. But no, what I'm saying is I agree with that. And I think when we do that, I think we need to, let's chuck Chris Richards there. Sorry, let's do that. So I do think we need progression. The thing is with Riedewald, I think Riedewald personally for me is a bit too slow on the ball. But again, this is the reason why we're talking about it. I mean, who else do you even put there?
I went for Riedewald purely for his passing ability.
Yeah.
Because granted, he is slow on the ball, but my God,
Yeah.
he can pick a through pass. I can't remember who it was against, but it was that season where we got Batshuayi back on loan. And there was one game where Roy played Riedewald as like an 8, and he put some incredible through balls to Batshuayi, but that guy was born offside, so he couldn't do anything with it.
Okay.
But I think that just for his passing ability is why I've gone 100% with Gyro in that midfield.
Yeah, because the thing is, I was thinking as well, because like what I was thinking was like, oh, maybe you could play Chris Richards there or something instead. Have Joel Ward as like the So this is where the logic originally was. You'd have maybe Chris Richards there, and maybe Schlupp, and then you could have Elise out there with either.
Here's how you can fix that: Klein right back and Schlupp left back. Or left wing back.
Oh, you know what? That's a good idea, actually. Could do something like that, actually. Because I feel like Klein is a better...
right wing back. Schlupp's already on the pitch.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately.
And we bought him as a left back originally, so...
True.
You know.
So how many players we got there? So...
You're missing...
Need Elise.
Yeah.
So could do something like that, potentially. Maybe like a double pivot. I don't know. Maybe something like that, but I feel like you're missing a big gap in the middle here, to be honest. I don't know, but the thing is, look, I'm gonna have my crazy moment. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna say something like this: Michael Elise goes there, França can come in the middle, something like this.
Pause.
Yeah. Don't know where to go after that one. Also, yeah,
going there in the first place.
Something like that. Like I said, Elise can be like that kind of player, but then I suppose, like you say, if he's been strained too much, maybe that's not a great idea. Because I just want to try and get a balance of defense with progression up the pitch, or maybe even we just do this. We just do 4, and then we just kind of have it like that, or something like that. I don't know.
Or do what they're doing against us.
Yeah. Just because, like I said, I feel like the progression needs to be good as well. But then Michael Elise is going to have to do a lot of defending. I mean, they're going to have to do a lot of defending anyway, let's be honest here. But yeah. But then if we were to play youth as well, because let's be honest, we're probably going to be 3-0 down by half-time. I wouldn't mind seeing maybe that at some point. I wouldn't mind
JP's not lasting the whole 90, so I think coming on.
Yeah, Adebomi, I think I wouldn't mind seeing David Ozo as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see Graham, but to be honest, I think he's only really there more in case of an injury or something like that. I don't think Franco Uma will be in the side, to be honest, because I've got eight players here. I don't think he'll be in the side.
You can take
yeah.
another one out for Matthews because Matthews will be on the bench as well.
What do you mean?
Oh, he's there, isn't he? On the left.
Oh yeah. Sorry, yeah, he's there. Yeah, he's there. So that's Ray Matthews. So yeah, those would be like the subs I wouldn't mind seeing. But going back to what I think Roy will do, I still think he's going to do this personally, and it's going to make me so sad. Or maybe the other way around. Yeah, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be this, unfortunately. But then there is scope, I think, to bring on the youth players. Like they bring on Adebomi. There you bring on David Ozo. There you still bring on Teo. But yeah.
Mm.
There isn't really a whole lot.
Yeah, not really. But let's jump back to my one again. So this is sort of how City play. They've got their three at the back with Rodri standing a little bit further forward. Sometimes he does just stand in the back line as well, make it a three at the back. But he does like to take a slightly more advanced role. If you look at how he played last season, he probably would be standing about here.
Yeah.
But this season, I don't know whether it's anything I can say about Ruben Diaz, but I think that teams are starting to suss out that he's actually very slow.
Okay.
So that's why they hold it. Like that's why Rodri hasn't been scoring like he was. Like last season, I think he got 9 goals in the Premier League alone as a DM, which is a hell of a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And basically, because how that happened is because he was playing as like an 8, so they didn't actually play as 6 at all. So Diaz and Ake, or whoever it was last season, it was John Stones, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I think they do miss John Stones quite a lot, to be honest.
That he was picking up all the scraps, really. Now they've got Kovacic in there instead, they've got to slightly swap around the roles a little bit.
Yeah.
And because of the fact that teams are starting to realise how slow Ruben Diaz is, they're starting to hit balls over the top and running into them.
Okay.
And he just can't catch up. Like,
yeah.
Ogbene done it to him against when they played against Luton. It wasn't, they didn't score from it. But it was one of the things where Ogbene stood him up, didn't do no skills, just hoofed it past him and literally ran past him. Granted, we only have one or two guys on our whole team that can really do that, and it's probably Elise or Schlupp. But just using your pace, like granted, that's not going to work against Nathan Ake. He's fast. But against Diaz, there's always a chance there. Like we said, they do struggle against a low block, and that's because they just love these passing in tight spaces, and Hodgson just loves to compact, stay tight, not let there be any space in between the lines. And what City like to do is they like to pass the ball in these kind of areas. But if we are so heavily outnumbering them in this third of the pitch, they've only got a few options to pass to. So, for example, if Greaves has the ball here and he cuts inside and he beats Ward and he goes inside here, if he's trying to be forward thinking, he's only really got one pass available to him because Foden will still be about here or running through. Kovacic doesn't really make runs through. He's normally someone that picks up the ball from right here and dribbles forward. So he won't be very effective in this kind of situation. So if this ball gets passed in here, it's very easy for our two centre-backs because Richards will just pick up that run and Gay, let me get him. Gay will just pick up that run because that's what's going to happen. They're going to pass 1-2 and move. That's how Guardiola works. But if you've got such a big man advantage, they can literally go man for man with these wingers for the centre-backs, and then potentially Anderson could nick it from Alvarez here. And if not, Gyro can come in from the other side. So that probably stumps out this. Granted, if that happens and Alvarez beats Anderson, for example, and he rolls him, then it's 1-on-1 with the keeper, and Alvarez is more than good enough to beat a goalkeeper. Let's be real, he won a World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
But that is one way that I could see that us definitely defending, and how they actually struggle with a low block.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Because of how their team is situated as well, someone like Anderson could be a real big key for us. So granted, we know Mateta, what he's going to do. He's going to press this back line. And I think what he should do, granted, he's not going to do it. What he should do is he should pin himself against Ake.
Yeah.
Purely for the height advantage. And I feel like we should try and play as similar as possible to what Daesh is doing with Calvert-Lewin and Decore, with Elise and Mateta.
Yeah.
That's the idea I had. I sort of went for the defending of how we done against Liverpool and sort of the attack of how Everton do it, because it works. It really does work. You can see just by how Everton are absolutely battering people now.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think, I think that's a good shout. And I think raising the point about DS, I think is actually quite a good point, because I feel like maybe it's me thinking it retrospectively, but I felt like Walker wasn't very attacking in that Luton game.
He is,
and I wonder if that might be because Diaz is slow, and so therefore he needs to hang back a bit just in case he needs to cover.
Mm-hmm. That's why in here I've put Walker about here, because normally he'd be here overlapping.
Yeah,
because I would, because if it was last season, I would have put Silva here and I would have put Walker there.
Yeah, and I feel like because of that, like especially on the Luton game, I felt like they were kind of forced to the left-hand side. Mm-hmm. And like I've been saying this whole stream, I feel like Gvardiol is a really not very good left back.
Yeah. Granted, I think if Guardiola senses up and changes these two, then I think that it's a whole different game.
Yeah.
Altogether. But if we're going like this, then I feel like Mateta should follow Ake around, and then this should be the link up between these two. Wherever they go, they follow each other.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And what I would like to see as well, if possible, more like, because I feel like if you just lump it long to Mateta, I mean, to be honest, I think Mateta's worse in the air than Edouard is, if I'm to be brutally honest.
I agree. The ball hits him rather than he hits it.
Yeah, and so I would like to see, if we do get those chances to ping the balls, I would like to see them quite like flat, like at most kind of like this kind of height. Really, that's what I would like to see, like a drilled low-ish pass to Mateta, and I think that's where maybe he might be able to do okay. And then I'm hoping, like on your pitch, if he controls that, Elise receives the ball, hopefully, because of that.
He's goal side as well, isn't he? He's front onto goal. He don't have to turn. He can just look up and
go. 100%. Yeah, no. So he can run a defense, and then hopefully, because Schlupp and Ahamada, when given a license to, are forward-thinking players, that they would then join them, and then hopefully that would kind of make a chance on the counter.
Yeah, definitely. Because I'm sure that if let's do it as a hypothetical, Anderson finds that ball to Mateta, and he lays it back to Elise.
Yeah,
you already know Ahamada and Schlupp are going to be through it, are going to be bombing, and if they're quick about it, Kovacic will probably follow Schlupp here, but for a fact, Foden will not follow to come back.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's say in this situation that's happened and Walker gets back as well. It's 4 versus 4. I wouldn't say I back us in a 4 versus 4 against them, but we do have an X factor in Michael Elise. He can do magic. He's not Wilf, granted, but he has that Luton moment, for example. He has that Wolves game in him. even when we beat City 2-0, when he came on against City, he was terrorizing them for the last 10, 15 minutes.
No, definitely. And yeah, he can go past a player like very easily. We know Rodri is very like prone to making fouls and getting yellows.
Yeah,
If he does that to him twice, he could get sent off. So
yeah, the reason Rodri does that is because he knows he's slow and he commits very early, doesn't he? He commits, sees that he's messed it up, and then grabs a shirt, and then that's a yellow card, isn't it?
yeah, exactly. And as I said, like do it twice, 3 times, then the chances are you're probably off the pitch.
Obviously, with this formation, you want to pack out the midfield, as we said, and that just basically stops Rodri from passing from outside inside as well. So the only time they're going to get inside is they have to go out wide first, but we want that. And the only other thing that I realised that they struggle with, which is very surprising, because we have that same issue, is they really struggle defending crosses from the back post.
Really?
Really struggle.
Okay.
Because if you look at Gvardiol's heat map, they are playing him as a left back. But if you look at his average position in his last few games, like Ake's here and he's about here.
Right.
That's his average position when it really should be roughly where Walker is, let's say.
Yeah.
So when they're running towards their own goal in the box, Ake and Diaz will pick up the right spots, but the fullbacks will probably pick up a spot around here. So you've got the fullback or the winger coming in from the back post. That's where he comes in. Because Gvardiol's inherently a centre back, he'll pick up this space. So there is loads of space on the far post. Like who was it? I can't remember who it was exactly, but they crossed it. It was too deep, but their winger just took a touch and then drilled it back across the face of goal, and they scored again. So from a cross that was bad, it was too heavy, they still scored from it because Gvardiol wasn't picking up the far post. He was picking up the wrong kind of position. I don't know whether that was because maybe Grealish was meant to pick up that left back position or what, but Gvardiol was out of position. And granted, Ogbene is probably better in the air than Mateta, but that's exactly how they scored against Walker. Ball it Townsend with a nice little reverse cross, which with a little 22-year-old left-footed winger we've got here can do exactly the same. You know,
yeah,
it's just things to think about, really. Other than that,
I think that's pretty. I think that's solid. To be fair, I think, as I said, like before this, I didn't really settle on any particular formation. I think that all makes logical sense. So I can't wait for Roy to put out 4-4-2.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to see Schlupp up front with Mateta.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I thought that makes very logical sense, and I think it gives us what hopefully something to trouble City as well as nullify them.
Yeah, I agree. I just hope that we've got a good performance in us as well, because granted the tactics makes a difference, but I think the main difference maker when playing against a big team is just showing commitment. Showing that you want it. So I think the fact that that Luton just wanted it against City, and I think that they were doing what you need to do, like being aggressive with a tackle, not letting them have much time on the ball. When you do tackle them a bit late, you leave something on them, you take them out, like you do those nice little cynical fouls that don't give you cards, for example. Like I think just the fact that they wanted it so much more than City did, because you could tell City couldn't care less until that second half when they actually backed up their ideas and Guardiola had a go at them.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, I think that just goes back to like they won the treble last season. How do you motivate players to
even to an extent? Our game against them last season, we were 2-0 up at half time.
Yeah, that's true. And we're normally terrible in the first half.
Yeah, exactly. We were 2-0 up, and then they come back and they score loads of goals because Guardiola's had a go at them. So I think just the fact of wanting it more, showing intensity in the game, is going to be very important as well as how we're going to set up.
And I think as well, I think that I don't know about you. I don't know about you, but I feel like I think one of the reasons why people are upset with the club at the moment is I feel like we've kind of not lost our identity a little bit, but I think we've come up, and I think for the first, let's say 5, maybe 6 seasons, we felt like, we were the underdogs. And I feel like we've always relished being the underdogs. We've always loved like the amount of results we've gotten at difficult grounds. I think for a non-top 6 team, I think only Leicester have gotten more results at Big 6 grounds than us. So I think we always revel in it. And I think because of the way we've played under Roy, especially in lockdown and then recently as well, I think that's why people have got the massive ump, because we kind of lost that underdog mentality, because I suppose we are like in our 11th year, we shouldn't be that anymore. But also as well, like I feel like the results under Roy sometimes, like you just go out with a whimper, like not even like you said, like you just want to see people like leave a bit on the challenge. Like you want to see, okay, maybe like closing people down isn't necessarily the best thing to do, but you want to see that.
Yeah, I would say the perfect example was Will Hughes. He's dreadful, but he's always getting stuck in. It like when I think it was against Liverpool. I think they were on the break, and he bloody wiped out Diaz. There was no need to wipe him out, but he just did.
Yeah, and people love that.
Yeah,
people love it. But
100%.
yeah. Probably crazy, but I actually do think we could. The way City are playing at the moment, especially at home, and the fact that I think Pep doesn't like playing against us, I don't think we're going to get smashed.
He clearly doesn't, because ever since, what was it? Ever since, I think when they had that season where they got, I think it was 100-point season, and I think that we should have beat them. Was that the year where Luka missed the penalty to make it 1-0 to us? I can't remember, but it was that season.
Oh, what, the 0-0 draw at home?
Yeah. It was that season, because they done it was when they done Sunderland Till I Die, it was a City version. It was that season. And I remember watching that, and basically Guardiola was saying, like, we've beaten Liverpool, but the harder game is against Palace.
Yeah, I remember hearing that, and I was like, we're not that good.
Yeah, and then basically he put out half a team, and then that happened, and then ever since that game, every single time we've played Man City, he's gone full strength every single time, no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely.
So clearly he respects us, and he feels a need to go like full guns blazing just against like every single game against us, because he feels like he has to. Yeah. So it's nice to know that he's got our respect in that case, but it does mean that we are very susceptible for getting smashed up 6-0.
I mean, to be honest, like I think he's got not right, but like we've got a surprisingly good record against him. Like, because I was counting this up the other day.
I think we had a point where we were like 3 years unbeaten in Manchester a few years ago, weren't we?
So that was it. So if you ignore Roy's first season in charge, the 17-18 season, so 18-19 and onwards, Roy has
5-1, wasn't it? I remember that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but Roy has never lost in Manchester for Palace.
Yeah,
because he went 3 years unbeaten he went 3 years unbeaten at City as well, because like it said, like at their place, we beat him 2-0 the year. Oh no, that was Vieira, to be fair. That was also Vieira, I think. I don't know, but we drew 2-2 against them at their place. We beat them 3-2, and Andros Townsend scored that worldie.
What a goal!
Yeah. So yeah, like we do actually have a decent record against. We got a better record against them than I'm sure a couple of the big 6 teams.
Yeah. Also, another one of our identities, I feel like it's being stolen by Chelsea. Like dreadlocks in our team is going down, and dreadlocks in Chelsea is going up. Like, what is happening?
Has someone else shaped their hair then, or?
No. I'm just thinking of our because most of them are injured, isn't it? But like Schlupp's not got dreads anymore. It's just Gyro, Eze, and Elise now, isn't it? It used to be like a good few players, but now it's only 3.
Yeah.
So
No,
that's
true.
one of our identity's been stolen by Chelsea.
Another reason to hate them.
Of course. But last thing before we round up, score predictions. Now I went first last week, so Mr. Statman Dan.
Like I said, I think we're going to be okay, but I don't think we're going to get any points out of it. So I'm going to go 2-0 to City. Let's say I don't think they're going to smash us. I just don't think they will.
Yeah. I was going to say 2-0 as well, but I feel like I need to change it.
You can copy me if you want.
Do I see us scoring? No. Then again, though, scenes when Mateta fucking smashes the hell out of that corner flag when he scores. I'm going to go 3-0 for City.
Yeah, to be fair, I was thinking about 3-0, which I suppose would be a smashing, but
because I think that they've just got so much ability going forwards that even with Gay and Anderson, I just think that they've been heavily overworked this whole season, if I'm honest. I don't think I can name you any game this season that I feel like they've had I wouldn't say an easy game, but a game that they haven't had to put 100% into.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're getting a bit overworked, and you're starting to see some cracks in that defensive partnership as of late. So I'd say 3-0 because Gay made the mistake for them to score their first goal on the weekend, didn't they? He spooned the ball out for a corner.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the mistakes are starting to creep in, but it's understandable. They've been worked so hard so far this season. Yeah, 3-0 for me.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think that's fair. Do you want to just do the comments before we go?
Yeah, why not?
Let's go.
Chairman here saying we can't play all of them. I think that was when we was listing all the youth players. I'd probably go with him, but obviously the coach staff have a better view of how they compare. I'm sure this is a bit worth it. Yeah. Big up, guys. Please send me and Nate my best. Yeah, you can put it in the chat here, and you can probably send it to them on Twitter or Instagram. Reach out to them however you want. I think Richard's still in the 6. Yeah, we could see that happening. You know what probably might happen? We might just play the exact same 11 we played against Liverpool.
Yeah, I think.
To be fair, we didn't play that bad, did we? Against Liverpool?
Well, I mean, I didn't watch it, but I heard we played very well until he got sent off. So
yeah, we played well, but obviously we're coming into this game with more injuries and a suspension, so we got to make changes. Cody is saying not bad. That could work for us. Nice job. It's just something different, isn't it?
Jordan Guardiola. Guardiola.
Pep JC.
Pep JC.
Hot Jurgen JC.
Jurgen.
Yeah. I don't have the T for it though.
I don't think many people do.
No, I don't think they've got enough money to have the T for it, to be fair. Big up, Alex.
Thank you, Rich.
Don't say it. No, it was Dan that was saying that they're not clinical at home. Well, they are clinical. They just outscore.
Very clinical, yeah. Very clinical.
Chairman saying Arsenal, Huddersfield, United, City, and Preston.
Close. It is 4 out of 5. Not Preston. It's Liverpool, the other team, to win it 3 times in a row.
Jamie, big up yourself. He jumped into the review and we had a good conversation about the Liverpool game afterwards. Rich saying smash like Haaland could be back for this game. Alexander's gone for 1-0 City, and Rich has copied me with 3-0 City. So I see you there, bro.
I think Rich got there first, to be fair.
Well, I wasn't actually on the thing. I was still moving the dots around on my screen. But guys, thank you very much for watching. Me and Dan were sitting around before this saying it's probably going to be a bit of a shorter one, so we're going to try something different, and it still hit the hour. So,
Woo!
let us know in the comments if you like this new type of, or this different type of TACT-EAGLE where we talk about how we can win rather than talking about them endlessly. Because I feel like this is fun, developing a strategy.
Yeah, definitely. And I think like
Bit different.
Yeah, exactly. When we got City, like by the end of the season, you're gonna have seen the same team like 4 times. So try and change it up a little bit, and especially with all our injuries as well. It's interesting to think about.
And JC trying to teeth. Big man. I don't see you speaking words. I see you typing. So keyboard warriorism is kicking in. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. This is the TACT-EAGLE versus Manchester City. Smash like, tick that little notification bell so you get notifications half an hour before we go live or a video drops. And Transfer Weekly is coming soon. Stay tuned. Up the Palace.
Up the Palace.
Eagles!